And that was the sound of the twit, or the dingo. Welcome to Sparta. A bit of a different intro, but there's no one there to watch anyway, so who cares, right? I hope I find you well. I hope I find you very well. Well, that was very interesting. A nice little intro. We'll do the Lord's Prayer, and we'll have a little bit of a chat about the new 2026. My first live for the season. And what the season will it be? Well, what the season will it be? What the season? Well, just get that one ready. Ready for the next show. Oh, what do we got? Okay, that one. Not a problem. So, let's get into the Lord's Prayer. First Lord's Prayer from the Archangel Michael for the year. But before we go on, just remember, nothing's changed. Just a new year, another day. And this is still Sparta. Yes, I know. People are going to say, oh, we're doing this on the computer. Good. Sit there like a moron. Anyone can do that. You can see I do it in my AI. I haven't even got a computer. But you get that. We don't want to be dealing with any of these guys this year, and they're pretty nifty. They've been coming at me from all different aspects, actually. People wanting to reframe this guy that claims himself as to be the Archangel Michael. Well, I don't think that's in question anymore. I think that's been answered. I am the Archangel Michael. Michael the Archangel is who I am, defined by God himself. Whether you like to accept it or not, I am here among you, and I got a job to do. This year is the year of the horse. A pale horse, Nunjan, a dual-sexed creature. Anyone else would look at it, you'd think it was a dragon, and it's a dragon in all the sense of things. But that's another story. That's for a story a little bit later, when I take you out. We go to find him, or her, or it. Well, as I'm the only one that seems to do it, let's get into it. Oh, let's have a look here. What's going on? There you go. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but to deliver us from evil. Hail Mary, full of grace. Amen. And now we have God in the day. The first prayer, first one of the year. Yes, well. Going to be a strange year, this one. I'm going to bring my receipts to the table. A lot more than the one letter I've got. I'm going to bring real information. real life, and the possibility of even death itself. But that's another day, another show. Not for tonight's show. Tonight's show is just to come on, do a little live, do the Lord's Prayer. Let people know I'm alive. You know, before the lights go out and we all find ourselves in tyranny. Tyranny beyond. And then I'll have to get really mad. Ah, yes, that old trick. I got me good the first time round. When it was all dark and I slipped it off, he thought my face had disappeared completely. That's the secret of the AI and the reality. That's the battle that we're facing. We're not just facing it in the physical and the spiritual world no more. No, we're also facing it in the digital. It is on every level. That's it. It's on every level. At every level, there's some dickhead that thinks he's the boss. So we have to snap that one. And you're going to have to find every single medium's a level. Everything's a level. Now, dealing with Jag, that's another level altogether. Got to keep with the program. Got to keep above that hype to be able to interact like I do, which I do. Not hard to do, if you know what to do. I've never met them personally. It'll be great, but I feel like I have. And I know some of the things I say, well, they feel like they know me too. They can trust me in a somewhat of a sense. A year, it feels like 10 online. Well, there you go. So another year starting off. Hello, whoever you be. I put the chat on, so you should be able to communicate. If you don't, that's all right. I did the Lord's Prayer a little bit earlier. A little bit of music here. Not much. Just some old music recorded by some guys that just made up some music in the backyard. Yes, well, let's have a look and see what we got, actually. What do we got here? Oh, wonder if I want to play that one. What could do? We could do. We could do. Just add a bit of ambience to it, I guess. This one is a wage. Now the wage is an emu. So you picture an emu walking along. And go down deep. I'm sure this chat's on, so I have to get it. It's on. Very much yes, over there. Everyone should be able to talk. Oh. They can run pretty fast. They're pretty resilient. The Australian military even went to war against the emu. Some say it was an old man that turned himself into one and let a whole bunch of emus in to try and eat the crops. Some say that. And that's the wage. Well, we could slip into the Yonga, which is the grey kangaroo. Where I come from, my country, we call them the Malu. because they're the red kangaroo. And now you know the kangaroo. Oh, I got that spring to him, see? You like to see that? Yes. Of course, you go around, eating around. Only got little hands. But he can fight and grab you. They built like this here too, you know. Crazy. I seen them like that. They're bigger. I look as if I'm not getting out the car while you're standing there, bud. They're funny. Let's put this for now. For now. So, that's the younger and the wage. Oh, then you've got the chitty chitty. Now, the chitty chitty is a willy wagtail. Little tiny little black and white bird with a long little tail. And he wiggles it back and forth. And it's the most bravest bird you've ever seen. It takes on eagles, it takes on anything that comes near his nest. And it just goes up behind him, grabs the tail, lifts it up, and that bird just falls out the sky. It's a crazy little creature. But we also tell the kids, be careful of the willy wagtail, because he'll sit there, wag his tail. The kids will follow him, and he'll go a bit further on, wag his tail. Kids will follow him, and then all of a sudden the kids turn around, and they're lost. So the willy wagtail, in some parts of the Aboriginal culture, is a good creature. Brings tidings of niceness and that. But I still tell him, don't follow him, because he'll take you away. Where in my belief, where we come from in the desert, he's the messenger of death. You see him come into a room, and a one guy like me, well, I'll be straight out of that room. They come there to tell you someone's going to pass along. That's just that funny way. The funny way, it's like with the crow, you know. Crow, he's pretty resilient. One thing you find it hard to find is where a crow's nest is. No, they don't find them very easily, a crow's nest. I've only seen two in my entire life. Very hard to find. And then you've got also the aspect. Now we see dead snakes on the side of the road. But when snakes die, where did they go? Have you ever asked yourself that one? When snakes pass away, where do they go? They know they're going to pass away. This is not even a story from Australia. This story comes from India. There's a guru that's online, actually, one of the top guys. He's very popular last year and the year before. And he talks about how he's seen this cobra that kept going up the tree. So he got the cobra down and he tried to feed it, tried to push food into it and everything. The cobra wouldn't have it. Every time he let it go, it would go and climb up the tree. And after about 11 days, the cobra passed away. See, the cobra knew it was going to die. And he wondered why it was going to put itself up the tree, because you could never find, he says, he was the one that quoted this as well. You never, very rarely find a dead snake unless someone's run it over or something. Snakes, they go away. So like going up in the tree, it knew if it went up in the tree, you hang in a dead body, some creature's going to come along and take it and eat it. Put it back into nature. It's like a blue whale. A blue whale, when it knows when it's going to die, it'll go off course to the deepest part of the ocean, take one last breath, and go down and never come back up. That's crazy, but that's what they do. You know, they don't know much about the blue whale being the biggest creature that's ever been. But that's one thing that they found out. They found it curious why these ones they followed that were going off the normal route, and they found they was only going to die. So just like the elephant's graveyard, the magic of the elephant's graveyard. I remember seeing I can't even remember the name, but I know it had elephant's graveyard, and an old cartoon was done very well about searching for that elephant's graveyard. Oh, they wouldn't be able to put that cartoon on the TV now because it's too controversial. A lot of cartoons from those late 50s, early 60s are very controversial. Early 70s. Especially that Ralph Bakshi, Fritz the Cat, and all them type of movies. Yeah, well. But he did other movies other than just those. So, we're here at Sparta. I don't know why no one's chatting. Probably don't want to talk. Just seeing this guy in his mask. But I'm here nonetheless. And I hope you're all well. I see my cat over there is taking my seat. And now he's starting to lick himself. Great cat. People say to you, oh, I bet you're jealous. I said, no, I'm not jealous. I find that quite kind of silly. People say, oh, you're jealous. You wish you could do that. No, I don't wish I can do that to myself. That's kind of gay. What do I want to lick that for? That's what you got flannel and soap. We humans have got an invention, It's like humans, all right? Two men come down to an oasis, and God sat with the devil. And he says, now, one of those men is very devout, and he knows about that he's a man. And one of them doesn't know about me. Can you tell me which one they are? And the devil was sitting there watching him. One man, he comes down, he kneels down, he gets down to the water, and he starts drinking out the water, straight off the water, puts his mouth in it, quenches his thirst. The other man looks at him, and he comes down, he gets the water, and he scoops it up, and drinks it bit by bit like that. And the devil was scratching his head, and he couldn't work out which one was the one that was the devout man. Of course, the one that's a devout man was the one that was scooping the water up, because he's a man. A man would put his hand in the water and check it to see it's clear. It might not make a good vessel, but you can still pull a little bit of water at a time and drink like that. God says if you're going to get down on all fours and drink like a dog, that's what you will be. Remember that, right? Now we've done that as little kids, run up, put the thing down, but I learned that later on. If you're a man, you're a genius. You use this ear. You're going to get down on all fours and lap at the water like a dog. Well, you get that. And that's the difference between a devout man or woman and an animal. Gauge that next time. Look how people drink. You'll be quite surprised how many animals that we have out there. I wonder if they even put that into a concept. I bet you haven't. You have now. But that's the fact. That's the fact. We are people, we create things, we do things for a reason. These don't make very good vessels, so what did we do? We invented a cup. There you go. Then we invented the wheel. And once we invented that, well, everything started turning around for us, didn't it? Look how far humanity went then. Once that simple one device was invented and perfected. Funny, it was the Egyptians that really perfected the wheel. Their chariots, right? They had a certain weight to them. That's why they were so efficient. And the way they had put the spokes on the wheels was like all composite stuff and put together and wrapped together and sandwiched together, and that was like unreal. He even come up with the idea of bearings and greasing the bearings with animal fat. Because a wooden wheel, even if you made it good one, a wooden wheel, once you go more than 35 kilometers an hour, which you can with the two horses quite easily, it starts to burn. The wood bloody spins around and it burns. So they invented the bearings and the grease to stop that happening. And they can go much, much faster than any other one. Most cavalries that had chariots had to travel at a certain speed or they'll burn out the axles. That's a fact. Very difficult. Well, people think they just get on the chariot and it's all go, hey, no, it's motherfucking thought behind it, including that chariot. Chariot was perfectly balanced. There was only so many bloody kilos. It wasn't even 100 kilos. The whole chariot. It carried two people. And they designed it that the wheels sat even further back than the regular chariots. Because if they sat in the middle where they usually sat, or sat forward, every time they go with the horses, will be going like that. That's a piss poor platform to fire a bow and arrow from, or throw a spear, because you're going up and down. So they brought the wheels back on the chariot, and it flattened out, so that just completely flat platform as they're riding along. There's no jolt from the horse. That's smart. See, that's why they were so efficient, and that's how they go. And you got things from there, and there's a lot of things that they've done. Well, they say, oh, we don't know how they built the pyramids. They're not going to tell you how they built the pyramids. They've got things on the walls in Egypt, how they built certain things, how they dragged certain monuments, and how they even tell you how they done it. But there's nothing about the pyramids. Because if they put up a plan about the pyramids, you'd know how to fucking dismantle it and get in there. Oh, yeah. So there is a plan somewhere of the pyramids. It's just not fucking open for everybody to see. You know? There's a master plan somewhere. I mean, them pyramids, do you ever look at them pyramids? They're just skeletons of what they used to be, especially those three major ones. They've been using them for quarries, for civilization for thousands of years. They've been empty for thousands of years, those pyramids. Empty. Even when the Egyptian Empire was going on, they were empty. They quarried the rock from it. You know? Yes. And then you hear about all this underground bullshit that it's got. I know it's got underground stuff. I know there's a maze there. But apparently it goes, it's massive. Apparently there's a lot of evidence that proves that these big giant pillars that go down, very far down into the earth, under the pyramids. Very strange indeed. A lot of AI bullshit is coming out, showing people down there, but I don't put my mind to that. But that's actually true. They have found things underground there they're not telling us about. One day, maybe. I don't know, it'll be in my lifetime. It would be nice to have a few answers answered before I go, just so I know. It's like, people tell me, like Chloe, I was saying to her, gee, I'm never going to go to Mars. She says, oh, you might one day. I said, look, the price is going to be too high for a start. So I'm never going to be able to afford to go to Mars unless I got a lot of money in my pocket. And by the time they get to Mars, well, how long do you think I can live? I'm already 50. 51 this year in March, so time keeps on ticking over into the future. There's nothing that can be done about that. It just keeps going and going. Life is how it is. Life is how that is. You get given a certain amount of time and that's it. You live it or you don't. You live it or you don't. Well, I don't know why this chat's on. I'll check it again because it's bloody on. It's the YouTube. You like messing around with me. What's this automatic chat? No, I don't want that. Wow. Crazy. Oh. I don't know. Ah, well, people don't want to talk. But you get that. Well, I've nearly been on half an hour. That will be enough. No, I haven't got much content. I've got some planned. It's going to be all changed. And hopefully in a month or so, it'll be a whole new screen and be like the rest of the guys, I'll be out of the closet. And trust me, I'm in no closet. Pretty good for a $150 phone from the service station, guys. I do all my AI, everything I do, you can do on them other phones. I can do on this phone, except bloody get Cash App. Android doesn't support Cash App. Bastards. But, I'm looking into it. I don't really like the iPhone. Samsung, probably. We'll see how we go. If I have to get an iPhone, I have to get an iPhone. Just don't really like them. Don't like them. Something about them is telling me I don't like them. It's the word I. I. That word I, or an I in something. It all connects back to one thing. That's right, the all-seeing eye. You don't believe me? It's a fact. It's a fact. Everything that's an eye is a symbol. Started that. Beneficiaries of that, they're the ones that come up with the science to be able to put it out, to make it a profession. You go to a bloody Freemasonry board, and there'll be one of the symbols on the side of the board showing all the off branches that they've got, like the Red Cross and fucking all that shit. RSPCA, Women's Union, YMCA. They're all subsidiaries on the shield of the Freemason shield. The symbols that they have are Freemason symbols. The whole world is done like this. The whole world. And over in America, my God, well, what can I say? Yes, he was a drug lord. He was a bad guy, but you got to look at the politics. He was all right not long ago, and now he was bad. What? Because he's doing bad deals against them. And he's going, basically America has invaded another country, took it over, and now going to put this own puppet government in there. And the way Trump was going, he felt, to me, it was like he was Mr. Burns. He goes down there, how are we going? Now, whoever finds me the jade monkey, that family can go free. No, they secured all the oil that's there. And what they'll do is they'll take all that American money, go there, build all the infrastructure, let them manufacture all that oil on there, so any fucking thing happens to the environment, it can happen to Venezuela. They'll benefit from the cash, and America will benefit from free or very, very cheap manufactured oil. But they don't have to manufacture it on their own shores, they just ship it over. And then the next thing will be, before he goes, be a pipeline. And have one of those pipe dreams. And you pipe it straight out of fucking Venezuela, straight to America. Simpsons predicted he was going to spend a lot of money before he finishes his term. And he's starting already. They're already in a $2-3 trillion deficit. They wiped $1 trillion off because Congress said, we're just not going to fucking pay it, so we'll just wipe it off. That's how they play their game. They don't pay their bills. They just push their finger over the button and say, we didn't have to pay it because we got the bonds. Just go and print another $1 trillion. Fuck the world economy right up. And meanwhile, we're sitting back pretty cheap oil, cheap this, cheap that. Every time America talks about cheap oil, it's expensive oil in Australia. That's it. Our dollar and our oil goes on how much you pay a barrel. Despite the fact we got the fuck all to do with your market. Because we get our oil from the Asian markets. Right? We trade through the Asian markets to get our oil. Most of our oil. I mean, when Russia and that went to war, what the fuck was that oil doesn't come here? Yet it affected oil prices and made the oil come up of bullshit. Because not a single drop was fucking stopped, and it kept flowing. That's the bullshit. That's the fucking semblance. We're at war, they can't do this, they can't do that, but you never shut that fucking oil pipeline off. You tried to blame the Russians and say, look, they sabotaged it. No, they didn't. That was America and bloody Ukraine did that. Make it look like the war was fucking justifiable. It wasn't justifiable. Putin was justified in doing what he did. If you have a look why he went in there originally, He went in there to get rid of those militant fucking groups that are allowed to run around free in Ukraine with all the military and tanks and that, going across the border and attacking fucking, being terrorists in Russia. So he said, oh, fuck that, I'm not having enough of that. I'm going to take the whole section where they're all in. And he got them too. And he hunted, what did he hunt down? He hunted down that group of Zog. Now, Zog was a part of the fucking, the Ukrainian, wasn't even part of the Ukrainian military. They fucking got given the benefits of the Ukrainian military, allowed to get around in tanks, have their own Nazi symbol of all the Nazi fucking little swastikas all around it like that there. Oh, yeah. And what did they do? They were so brave that they hid under a bunker under their women and children screaming for the world to help them after they were telling how they want to kill everybody. Now you look at Ukraine, other than the fucking Archangel Michael that stands over that city, which I'm not going to help, because I haven't helped, and that's why it's being bombed the shit out of as it is, right? Every other statue they got in there is a Nazi hero. They dedicate one day of the year for Nazism. Okay? That's a fact, right? And now you've got that dickhead Zelensky that's been there. How long's he been there? When was the last time Ukraine had the fucking, an election? A free election. Because I guarantee you if they vote someone else in other than that dickhead, the country will no longer be at war. As long as Zelensky's in power, there's no elections. Okay? And I'm sure that country has democratic elections. He just assumed like he was the king. Oh, I'm going to be the king by this happens. So Ukrainians can't even fucking get rid of him, let alone get rid of Russia. That's it, And you look at this guy, look at the bullshit. Oh, you stop fuck all. Unless those couple are going non-stop all day long like in a rave at fucking Nick's party house, going up and down, stomping on the fucking cocainium leaves to make the cocainium, they're not fucking producing any of the drugs. The only reason why they grabbed those two people there is because they've got the accounts. They've got all their account numbers of all the fucking country's money, all that drug money. They got their account numbers, right? That's all they got. He coming off like he's king. Trump even said, this is the bullshit thing about it. Oh, actually, no, the little admiral said, he said, if they would have just took their billions of dollars and pissed off to another country about a year ago, we wouldn't have even done this. So there can be drug lords, and as long as you take your $1 billion out and fucking go and hide in Saudi Arabia and that, it's okay. But they didn't fucking do deals with America, so America said, oh, fuck it, we'll go in their military, we'll have a military coup, because that's pretty much how your country operates. You don't have democratic elections, you have coups. So America performed a coup on another country for its oil. Placed it off as, we stopped the drug. You never stop no fucking drugs, right? No drugs are stopped. There's fucking 2 ton coming in right now, right this second. You got about fucking 60 ton, 70 ton a week coming from that place, and I ain't stopping. The only thing that's going to be is going to have the big wigs at the top is going to be carried on. Who's going to get the account number? Who's going to be in charge? Well, no longer going to be in charge because America's going to put their drug lord in there. Find me the jade monkey, and that family can go free. Have a look what's going on. Oil and drugs. That's all wars are fought over nowadays. Afghanistan, oil is not fucking oil. It's drugs. When they went into Afghanistan, the Taliban had already got rid of all the poppy fields because that's against their religion. When America went in there for 20 years, it was the most fucking productive fucking heroin fucking farm in the universe. 80% of the world's medicinal heroin came from Afghanistan during that time because they gave Afghanistan a cash crop. Why was they in Vietnam? Because that's part of the fucking Golden Triangle with opium. That's why France was there. Why are they in the Middle East? Because the fucking oil. We getting to the point now? The only reason why they went to Venezuela because he can manufacture all that oil offshores and he can run the drugs now. And despite the fact he's going to blame that as the drug things and that, but hang on a sec. There's Bolivia, Mexico, and there's another country that produced more of the drugs than anything else out of South America. So, It's just a snatch and grab. It's just a big, big fucking, invasionist. I don't give a shit. You invade another country. No matter which one, anyone that says, oh, we can do whatever we want, that's right. Have that attitude, America. We can do whatever we want. And when someone comes along and fucking makes you piss, because they can do whatever they want, then you won't say nothing anymore. Because whatever they want will be to eradicate you completely. Take out America, piece of piss. Take out Panama Canal, that's it, America shuts down. Good night. Good night. Not even in America. Panama Canal, bang, America, good night. That's it, you're finished. All your states will carry on too much about the tariffs, about getting shit going across and everything like that. There will be a shit sandwich. Sorry, let's say you fuck America up. One place, poof, Panama Canal, all over. America's in the fucking destitution for a very long time. That's it. Look how much the world went into fucking meltdown when one ship got blocked at the bloody Suez Canal. Right? That Panama Canal is essential for America's survival. Without it, it will not survive. It's got to go around too many enemy countries to transport it in. There'll be pirates there, and there'll be no produce going from one side to the other, because you just won't fucking let the tariffs go through. You won't let the shit go through. Every state will want its bite as it goes through. So the loaf of bread that's made on one side there, when it gets over the other side, because it's a special, nice tasting loaf of bread, it's going to be skyrocket price high. That's how you fix America. Right? Simple as that. Score war, score strategy. I mean, if World War II did not break out, America was going to go and invade Canada anyways. In fact, they were keying up. Plans are written and everything. We're going to invade Canada and take it over. World War II come along and stop that little plan. Yes, a very warlike nation, America. The only one I know that's dropped the nuclear bomb, 2 nuclear bombs on another country, actually. And they just gone and invaded another one. Can't be trusted. Shifty. You're not the police of the world. You might think you are, but you're not. Right? You're not. Not the way your leadership is. Your country is in turmoil. The people are starving in the streets. Fentanyl is crazy. Rampant right throughout the whole system. People are dying from a little tiny speck of the shit. Crazy. Fix your country up before you go and invade other countries. People say that's a good thing. No, it's a bad thing. When you have to invade a country for any reason, that's a bad thing. No, I wouldn't think that's good. People are fucking living in a delusion. Oh, we caught those 2 leaders there, we stopped. No, you didn't stop, like I said, unless those 2 were going 24/7, high as a kite, stomping up and down like I fucking had a nick rave with a glow stick. They're not going to stomp enough cocainium to keep the fucking production up. Come on, guys. Really, come on. Really? And instead of just chopping them out, which they could have done, they put them on a ship. Him and his wife. See? Put them on a ship. They're not subject to American laws. See, once they get on American shores there, whether you're a bad guy or not, you're subject to fucking the rights of the human. But out there at the sea, well, anything happens at sea. Get the information that they need. Get the receipts. Get those accounts. You've got the accounts. You run the country. That's why Trump says we now can run the country, because they got the accounts. And as easy as put him on that boat, walk up with a handgun to his wife, put the gun against the heads of their accounts, please. You know what I'm saying? Can't do that when you're on American shores. That's illegal. Yeah, well, there you go. There you go. But we'll see what happens. Because all that shit that he's done there, that's not going to be finished by the time he finishes his term. That's going to be someone else's breadbasket to fucking handle. Like it has been 40 years ago when they did the same thing. America did the same thing 40 years ago in Venezuela. Went down, invaded, installed their own puppet fucking government. Now it's gone sour 40 years fucking later, so they just done it again. You know how, like they say, history has a great thing at repeating itself? Have a look at that fucking bit of history. You know, I'm not lying. I'm not against America. I'm just against the fact that he's just gone and created the war. Took that over, all the people cheering and saying, oh, yeah, it's great, yep. Okay. If you insist. If you insist. Yes, he was a bit of a tyrant. But who's the next guy they're going to put in there? What's that going to do? 15 years later, they're all tyrants again? We'll see. It's also got to do, he was communist. Means that, with communism, well, what can I say about that? He doesn't want communist countries like Russia stepping in. Or, even though it's not communist, or like China, they step in and put the infrastructure in to help them. That's what that's about. Because it was on the board, China was going to say, oh, we'll give you a couple of $1 billion. We'll set that infrastructure up for you, Venezuela. And you've had that. It's all about money. Got nothing to do about stopping anything. Nothing has been stopped. Not a single bit of drugs. That's a fallacy, man. People live in a false reality. I can't believe people live such a false reality that they believe that capturing those two guys, that man and his wife, is actually going to stop a fucking thing. That's bullshit. Every single one of them in the street, they'd gladly take a cube and fucking sell it for themselves. That's how that country is. That's the thought pattern of that country. Fucking crazy. Very crazy. Well, we're going to go out with a bang. Cool buddy. That's the noise they sort of make. There's a likely bunch of boys do this. This is bullshit one. It's a kunyan, mean weak one. Hey, kunyan. And then winyan would us see. He means really this one. But bad way. Hey, kunyan. Silly fellas. Sometimes you gotta watch that. The guys that be sitting there putting on a show for the people, tourists and that, and they'll say they slip the words in, and I know some of the funny words, if they're not saying anything really nice, they're saying something really bad, but they'll say, oh yeah, that meant that there, bullshit, you telling them that there, you dirty bugger. It's just like when a lot of people, they get offended, especially in Australia when you've got Chinese and Indians when they're working and they speak their own languages. People will actually go, oh, can you speak English? You might be talking about me. Really? Who wants to fucking talk about you and they? Yeah. But, no, they do talk about you, especially the two little Asian girls up at the shop there. The way he's talking like that there. I know a few of the words that they say, and I caught them out one time. So, they don't talk much no more because they think I understand the full language, but I don't. I just understood that phrase that they said. Something about me being old greybeard. Oh yeah, I said, yeah, it's getting a bit grey, and they just started laughing. Because they realised I understood exactly what they said. Caught out, see? Funny, but that's true. I'm not frightened of anyone's bloody culture or languages and that. But do I believe when you go to a country like Australia, well, at least you should know English. Everyone should speak English. We've got a bit of a common thing down here. We don't really have a religion, but we've got the old, barbecue and camping, and we've got a bit of a style. People should learn to adhere to our style. I mean, there's problems that we have with the Jewish people coming here with their faith, and you've got the Muslims come here with their faith. There's natural animosity between them, and now Australia's got to fucking fit the bill. How's that work? I just say, well, fuck your religions. You either be an Australian or you just go back to where you come from. But I was born here. Well, sorry. Your religion comes from there. But they won't have it like that. No, that's not the way our laws are. It's not the way we want woke Australia. We want to keep it completely woke. We want to destroy the man in the structure, so he's out of the family, so Satan can step right in and control the mother and the fucking children, because they're oblivious to fucking anything that's going on around them. That's a fact. Sorry, but it is true. Right? You got the wool bulldog that much over your eyes, Satan's already pretty much in control of most of them already. That's it. How do you conquer people? Art of war. How do you conquer a country? First thing you go for is the women. Once you got control of the women, that's it. You naturally got the fucking kids, and the men will always come. Simple as that. So the first thing Satan has ever gone after is the life givers. So feminism, the way it's done, the way women are today in society, fucking Satan's winning, I guess. Think about that. You might think it's wrong. You might think I'm being a bit sexist. I'm not being sexist at all. I'm basically stating a fact. Terrible fact, actually. Well, that's just that. That's just it. Like a lot of women get up the top, I just see they're being put there to be on the chopping block when shit hits the fan. And then they can blame you as women and subjugate you for another fucking million years. But you just don't see that yet. Yous are in the empowered mode. Can't say anything against me. I'm a woman. You're a male. You have to shut your hole. And if the male opens his mouth, especially in my country, well, he gets locked up. So it is. That's what woke does. That's what Satan does. Satan invented that. He's very proud of that. His little pet little creation, that one. Fucking very proud. He's very proud of it. Fucking infiltrated the fucking community. He's fucking super proud of that. Because no matter how you look at it nowadays, guys, that poor community has to take those ones that like the little kids. Has to take those pedophiles. Has to take those chomos because they exactly like those community people. I are born this way. Well, that's what they think. So they've allied themselves with that. And to slip in even more, a lot of them come in as transgender. But you have a look at their agenda, the agenda, you know. But they'll find out in the end. People don't like to see that there, but it is a fact. No, it is a fact. It's a terrible fact. Terrible fact. Protected species. You got all these laws about to protect children, but when these people come up to them, instead of doing 62 years, no, we'll just fucking ignore that and go back free into society. Crap. A guy could go, or a female could go and touch a child, totally destroy that child's mind for the rest of their life. Get not even fucking 8 months prison, if they get prison at all. Yet a person like me, if I find out that that person did that to a child, and I bashed them to about this far of their life, didn't kill them, just bashed them, I'd do no fucking, I'd do 7 years. That's what happened to the Alaskan Avenger. You know? That's another story altogether. Well, Archangel Michael signing off for now. We'll be on for an hour. But I don't think I can make it the last 6 minutes. I just don't have it in me. I want that drink of water. I'm getting dry. There's no one here watching. There's a few lights, which is good. Well, this is the Archangel Michael signing off for now. Actually, wait up. I'm going to check what's going on with the chat. What bullshit. What the hell is this? Oh my god. It actually got game things on stream. Oh, wow. It's going like TikTok. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Well, this is the Archangel Michael signing off on his first live. This is Sparta. And we will see you soon. Stay safe.